Hello and welcome to your favorite podcast, Crossroad Conversations on the Be Happier podcast with your favorite coach, Coach Keya and Mary Caciapalia. Mary, welcome to the
Thank you
Crossroad Conversations.
thank you so much for inviting me, Keya. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I remember I was on your podcast eons ago, and now here you are. And the biggest reason why we decided to do this podcast is because we are on another adventure together where we will be hosting meditations, periodic meditations. They could be weekly, monthly, depending on what's going on where. But before we get into our new adventure and sharing it with our friend over here, whoever is listening in right now, who is listening in right now, I want you to introduce yourself in your own words.
Oh, me. I was thinking, I was thinking in the comments. No, I'm talking to you. My name is Mary Caciapalia. I am an artist. I am a healer. A matter of fact, Keya is my Reiki master who imparted that with me about 13 years ago. It's been that long. Can you believe it? And uh, I just, I'm on this journey, just as everybody else is,
Mm-hmm.
and learning about myself and the universe and consciousness. And I meditate every day. I do my yoga in the morning and just try to make it my peaceful day every single day.
Yes. And recently we had the Walk for Peace where
Mhm.
it was repeated over and over and over again. May today be my
Yeah.
peaceful day.
And I repeat that every day.
May today be my peaceful day. And the word peace comes from Sanskrit, sukha. But when you say peace, and people have glimpses of peace moment by moment, it's not a constant. So my teacher says, Bhante Sutadhara, he says, it'd be well, peaceful, and happy.
Mhm.
And sometimes the opposite of sukha is dukkha. And right away we talk about suffering, and you think Buddhism is a pessimistic religion where you talk about suffering. And I'm like, in Christianity, you talk about sin, in Buddhism, you talk about suffering. Like, where do we get a break? And now we have another younger monk at the temple, and he uses the word satisfactoriness.
Hmm.
So many interpretations of sukha, there's peace, wellness, happiness, satisfactoriness. So you could be unsatisfied or unsatisfactory, and experiencing unsatisfactoriness or have a satisfactory experience. And I know you do practice Buddhism, and you have been a student of Thai Thich Nhat Hanh, like
Mhm.
me, for years. I also know the first time I met you, which was more than 13 years ago, it must be like 14 or 15 years ago,
Yeah.
when you presented yourself at a networking event like, oh, I help people train dogs. And I said, oh, so it must be puppies. And you said, no, they can be taught at any age. So I'm a dog, I'm an old dog.
Me too.
Right. So it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to get started. So, what would you tell our friend who's listening in, who's watching today, who has never meditated, never created a piece of art, never had one 24-hour of satisfactoriness? What would you tell them about the beginner's mindset?
Well, everything is a seed, as I have been taught. And we have seeds of sorrow and unhappiness and pain. And we have seeds of love and kindness. And it's all the seeds are in you. You can't throw one away or the other away, but you choose which ones to water. And if you're lost a loved one, even a puppy that you had for 10 years, and you feel that pain, you can't ignore it. You can't run from it because it'll always be there. So if you take it, as I've been taught, and embrace it and plant those seeds of mindfulness and think about it, then you'll be happy because you're watering those seeds, even though the other seeds are still present. It's the ones you choose.
True. It's it's very profound yet so simple. And you put it so simply. Like which seed do you choose to water? The one you planted or that just got scattered by accident and now you will have weeds, or you'll have the flowers of choice. And again, it's the choice, right? What are we choosing? And I'm sure you have heard of this story, and I have heard, and many of us have heard. We all have the wolf, the good one and the evil one, and who do you feed wins. So, and you used another word called mindfulness, and mindfulness has a single L, so you can have your mind full, like full,
That's
or
true.
be mindful. So tell us a little bit about that, the difference between the two and how we can choose one over the other.
Well, which one do you want? We all, in my experience, and not everybody's, I have found out of late, because I've oddly found a friend that actually is embracing her pain and using it for her art. And it was very hard for me to understand. And I offered to help her with her pain. And she said, "Oh, no, I don't want any of that. I don't want to lose my pain. I use my pain. It's part of what I do." And it just really, really surprised me because most people want peace and love and want to be pain free, even though that's virtually impossible. But through mindfulness and seeing what, holding that baby that is screaming and giving it kindness and love and bringing that up to bloom rather than what you don't want to bloom. I think that is something that we all strive to do, to find that. And we help each other through being kind to each other. If someone is unkind to you in a store, we might have the reaction first of saying something back. But I was at a peace march, and somebody that was very unhappy drove by and said something, and the people next to me, and we just took our bullhorn and said, "We love you." Don't give it away. Don't you, love does conquer hate. It, but you can't ignore it. It's all there. It's how you choose to approach it.
Yes, very powerful, because the presupposition is that everything is born from fear. Sorry, everything is born from love. Everything is born from love, but love can be smeared by fear. like I grew up in India in the 70s, where parents had full free range. It's not just parents, it's your neighbors, your older brother, sister,
Mhm.
anyone even older by 2 minutes by you had the right to hit you, to strike you, to say something unkind or say something unpleasant or do something unpleasant because they loved you, because they were worried about you, they were concerned for you, and they wanted you to be safe, and they wanted you to learn the lesson and not repeat it. When I came to the United States in the early 90s, I learned that that is called abuse. But in India, we didn't think of it as abuse. It was like, that's what you do, You strike someone, teachers did it, principals did it, everybody did it. Like physically torment, emotionally, mentally, and verbally. You keep things back from people. So there was various ways of doing these things. And so that was because they love you. They really love you. No child growing up in India in the 70s ever even doubted that the parents did not love them, that the teacher did not care about them, that the grandparents, these elders who were physically striking them did not love them. We took love for granted, but we also took punishment for granted.
Yes. And it's not just India, because in the United States, my parents spanked and were what they call now abuse, got the back of the hand, if you're mouthy. We did get that, and it was meant with love. It was just, it just could have been done a better way. And so when I had my children, I chose different ways rather than physical. They got timeouts and they had to think about what they did.
Mm.
But I went from what you're talking about, the spanking and stuff, to being more more of the way of giving a time out, having them think about what they did. And so it changed. So I don't know if it was just, because you were from India. I think it was also the time, the
Mm.
times before the 70s, in the 50s, and even the 40s, it culturally all around
Mm.
the world
Mm.
different.
So coming forward with that is like, so everything comes from love, including fear, including worries, including concern. Everything comes from love. So when this person who is creating this art from her pain, who's in physics, we call it dark energy. What you see and what
Mhm.
you know and what has come to your cognition, it's like, okay, this is energy. But beyond that is also something, and we don't know what it is. We call it dark matter or dark energy.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we see people, like, at least me, I don't understand this because I see people piercing their tongue and their nose and their eyelid and their nipple, and it must be painful. But it is
Yeah.
an art form. It's an art form. Like, and it's a big
Well,
industry. And people,
sometimes people get addicted to the endorphins they get from a piercing. Um, the pain and oh, ecstasy, pain and
mm,
ecstasy are very related. And
mm,
like tattoos,
mm-hmm,
people get addicted because when they first put the needle on you, it
mm,
hurts really. But then
mm-hmm,
the endorphins start in your body, the chemical endorphins, and then you start feeling pleasure from it. So there's pleasure from where they started off as pain. And I think you're making me think about my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be going on with her.
Yes. So that is what came up for me, is like, that is a form of expression, but it is coming from pain. And I'm not here to judge because I don't know that. But how far is it sustainable? Is it, because as a Buddhist, we talk about the law of impermanence and we say, like, nothing lasts forever. So, what is the outcome of that? So, sitting here without knowing anything, without being in that space, there's no way of talking about it or making sense about it. But it just got me thinking that she
Yeah.
wouldn't want you to help her. I was going to say redeem, to relieve her of her pain.
She didn't want it.
She didn't want it, right? And so maybe there's an addiction to pain, to
Yeah.
self-flagellation, to beating yourself up, to hurting yourself and calling it your story. And maybe that is the trajectory she's on. And that is how she gets to create, because in the end, we seek, we find, and the way to keep what you found is through creation. And maybe that's her identity.
Yeah.
You know?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Right.
see, it's hard to see life through her lenses.
Yeah. Because we are
Very
not her.
difficult because
Mhm.
I I look at life differently. You know, I'm 73 years old. I have lots of physical little things that hurt,
Mm.
but through actually meditation, watching my breath, doing my
Mhm.
walking, doing my yoga, these all make me come out of that.
Mm.
When we were talking earlier about being nobody,
Yes, exactly. I was going to get to that. So go ahead. Talk to us about the nobody.
in the consciousness.
Mhm.
And so we do what's right for our bodies. We have to have these bodies to live here
Mhm.
in this form. So we have to take care of it. But we can rise above it
Yes.
through meditation and mindfulness and looking outside of ourselves.
Yes. And that is when we transcend the body. We go beyond our physical limitations and physical limitations. So it's like no body. In the yogic philosophy, we talk about the three bodies. There's the physical body, there's the astral body, and the causal body. And when you go beyond that, who are you? You're pure consciousness. You're limitless. You're
You're
bliss. You're
nobody.
truth. You are nobody. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for taking me up on this and even suggesting that we have these healing sessions, these meditation circles, these sacred circles where we can come together and meditate and heal and connect and converse in company, in a circle.
And
And we will,
the energy when we're all together.
it's palpable,
Mm.
it's visceral. Mhm. And today morning, I was at a Bhagavad Gita class and someone tossed this into the mix. It was another circle where I gather every Thursday. Have been doing it for years now. And somebody talked about three other senses because we talk about the five senses, right? Sight, sound, most people know about it. And then in the yogic philosophy and in Buddhism too, we talk about the mind because what you see, you just see it, but you don't just leave it over there. The mind comes over. And then we have like, oh, I like it or I don't like it. It's pleasurable, it's painful. I have aversion, I am clinging to it. But there are three other senses that happens internally. And these three senses, there are some English terminologies for it, and I can share them later, but they are related to, for example, if I touch this, which is a foam, I'm touching it, right? It's just a touch. You'll be like, it's just a touch. And then I have this pen, I'm touching. It's touch. And there's a glass, I'm touching. But for each of these physical experience of touch, of tactile, internally, there are 3 different experiences. The body is responding to each of these touches differently. So it is in relation to your experience, is in relation to your body, number 1. Number 2, let's say you have an experience. You and I are having an experience, okay? We have a conversation and we laugh about it, we cry about it, we hug, and we move on. A year later, we again meet and have a conversation. We laugh and we cry and we hug and we move on. They are 2 different. Why? Because the river has changed and so have we. So it is in relationship to time.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is in relationship to space. If we meet at a restaurant, we meet at your workplace, you come over to my place, it's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like women, we have our PMS, even if perimenopausal, whatever, we have our cycle because the feminine circle is of 28 days. It's not 24 hours. 24-hour cycle is a masculine cycle. Mm-hmm. The feminine cycle is the 28-day cycle, right? And we women and the men who have more feminine in them have to adapt to this masculine way of doing things where everything is 24 hours. You wake up, you have your coffee, you go to work, you come home, and it's a 24 hour. And this throws us in a tizzy. And so women, we have become a pantsuit culture. What about the skirt culture, Because men used to wear skirts long ago. But let's return to this cycle, On a certain day, you have a certain experience and you're feeling a certain way. But then a few days later or a week later or a month later, you're having the same experience and you are responding in a different way. And if you sit back and you look and you think about it and look, why? That day I was so cool and today I'm so fiery. My first thing is, let me go and see where the moon is. Is the moon in a fire side, or is the moon in a water side, or is the moon in an earth side, or is the moon in an air side? Sometimes you get to talk and you love to talk. And some days you're just into your feeling, and some days you're into your action. And some days you're like, oh I'm Mother Kali right here in your face. Because you are also connected to everything that's out there. And it's not just the moon where it is right now with sign it. It is the moon in relation to your natal moon where it is. So even astrologically, so everything is interconnected. And when you talk about Thai, because Thai came up with a word and hopefully they put it into the English dictionary, it's inter-R.
An interbeing, yes.
Yes, we are interbeing. We are inter-R. So nothing is disconnected from anything. Everything is interconnected. So,
and there's growth.
Yeah.
And there's
so you may be like, okay, so we have 3 internal senses. I'll have to go look at it, and these 5 external senses, and you have the mind. And then what? What do you do with this? So what came up for me was radical acceptance and radical compassion. Mm-hmm. Because I believe everyone is compassionate. But like you said, when people were being not nice and driving past, when you were in a peace march, you had radical compassion. You took out the bullhorn and you said, we love you.
Yes.
That's radical compassion, because that's not our natural reaction. If somebody says something not very nice, because we are not Buddha yet, we are not Jesus yet. It's like we try to feed into their energy, and then suddenly we are playing their game and we are frustrated. But that radical compassion, that radical acceptance, it is what it is.
It's a good thing.
It's a very good thing. So tell us a little bit about your experiences with that, and especially with you training dogs who are not puppies anymore. Because that, I think, when you said that thing to me the first time I met you,
Oh,
and I was like, how does she do it? She must be a magic woman, lady, because you have to
um,
train them young.
no. This is how
You,
it works. This is how it works. You go and get a rescue dog. Well, this rescue dog may have been abused, like some people are. And so you're patient and you show it love rather than kicking it. And over time, you train it. I cannot train your dog. The person I can train and teach is you.
mm,
So I show you how to get your dog to sit, how you get the dog to stay, wait for its dinner. I'm not training the dog. I'm training you to train the dog because I don't live with your dog. And I
wow.
Nova, I live with. I do train her because she lives with me. But when I was a dog trainer for other people, I never
Mhm.
trained their dogs. I trained them. And
Mm,
some people understood that. And I would tell them I was coaching them. I said, I'm not
mhm,
training your dog. I'm coaching you to train your dog. Some people liked it. Some people didn't because they wanted a magic, a magic wand. And, let's take this. Let's say you're married to somebody and
mm,
they work and you work at home and you want them home early. So if they come home at 5 o'clock, you'll give them a martini. Now, when they come home at 6 instead of 5, dinner is right on the table. There's no martini. So that other person starts coming home at 5 o'clock. The same with the dog and the sit. You use treats. Good dog, here's a treat. People are the same way.
and our mind is the same way. Like kids, I mean, I'm a neurodivergent person, and I love to do things and have someone say, you did a good job. I want a treat. Now I live by myself. There's no one who's going to give me that. And if I say, like, I did a good job and nobody said good girl, you train yourself
Mm-hmm.
by rewarding yourself. Why?
Exactly.
Because you love yourself, because you care about yourself, and you want this behavior to go into an autopilot to become the thing that feeds you and keeps you going. You do it for
I have a
yourself.
little thing. I have a little thing that I want
Good.
to share with you. My mom, when she was still with us, and she lived in Arizona, so it was very far away, and we would have a phone call every evening. And at the end of the conversation, every single time, she would say, now take care of yourself because no one
Mm,
else can.
mm,
And it wasn't just for me, it was everybody she spoke with. That was the end of the you knew it was the end of the conversation when she said, take care of yourself because nobody else can. And that's why you have to love yourself first. You are responsible for yourself, for the bad seeds and the good seeds, the pain and the ecstasy and the pleasure. I mean, you respond. Nobody else is responding for you.
hmm
You are responding.
So
So I
no
thought I'd
one
share
else
that about my
can.
mom
So take care of yourself. hmm
because
I'm
nobody
going
else
to write this
can.
down because I forget.
And her name was Teresa.
Okay, I'm going to write Teresa, Mary's mom. Okay, so take care of yourself. Yes. And I want our friend here listening in right now to also make a note of this. Take care of yourself. It is your topmost priority
Yes.
to make yourself a priority. And imagine you're flying, and the air hostess or the air host says, put the mask on you first before you help someone else with their mask. You don't put the mask on anyone else, of course, if it's an infant. But yeah, before you help anyone else with their mask, put the mask on first.
Yeah,
And
you can't be passed out.
so this could be the theme or the tagline for our healing circles, our sacred circles at your space that we are starting this Sunday on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And we will do it hybrid so people can come into Ventura, or I'll have the link and people can sign in and be part of this amazing awesomeness that is you. That is Mary, that is Keya, and that is whoever shows up in our circles. So tell me what because I know you're part of other circles too, and as I am. So tell me what
Well, the
called
other,
you to this.
of course, my partner Steve and I have a sangha of two, and so we have a reading every morning and meditation and do yoga. So
Mhm.
I count that as my first one.
Mhm.
And then on Wednesdays, there's another group called the Power of Eight. They're a Facebook group that meets on Zoom, and it's a bunch of ladies, and they, through the use of Troil energy, and I also throw in Reiki because I'm a Reiki practitioner. Um, we get names of people that need healing, and we take the group of women, we take the name of the person and where they are and what is happening with them, and we send them energy for 5-10 minutes, and then we do it for another person, and we do this for an hour. So that is the other group, healing
Mm.
group, that I,
Mm.
and just, you know, meeting you, Keya, a whole different person, and I have grown so much over the years, and I never thought that healing would be such a passion of mine, but it is. And I have to thank you for that.
Oh, I have to thank you for that because you had that seed within you. I mean, you're a Pisces, and in my model of the world of everybody is a spirit, everything is spirit. The ant, the butterfly, the bird, the
Mhm.
eagle, the deer, everything, tiger, scorpion, lion, snake, everything is spirit, how we express ourselves. But when we talk about the human world, the human kingdom, human animal kingdom of the 12 signs, Pisces are the most spiritual. They are the sage, they are the wise ones, the yin and the yang, the perfect balance of energy flowing down and flowing up. So you already had the seed in you. No
Mhm.
one planted the seed in you. And when the
You
two
just
of
help
us showed
water
up,
it.
yes, we just had to water. And I have done another video today, which you will find somewhere, which is on my channel. And it's about the seed affirmations, because everybody talks about affirmation and manifestation. And
Mhm.
in that one, I talk about the seed affirmation because a seed needs to be watered. But I truly believe that when people meet, they meet for a reason and they meet to complete a contract from before.
Yes.
So when you finish a relationship, when you complete a relationship, and it wasn't anything but satisfactory. It wasn't peaceful, well, and happy. You will come back again and continue that cycle. But if you bring it to a full closure in the state of sukha or peace or wellness, happiness, When you meet again, you just continue like old friends. Yes. So, is there anything you would like to share before we complete today? And I know we will continue.
I just hope everybody just takes the time
Mm,
and looks within
mm,
and finds that mindfulness and peace that we all need to just share.
mm.
Thank you, Keya.
Thank you. And you brought that word mindfulness. Mindfulness is an empty mind. Mindfulness is a no mind. We talked about no body in the beginning, and this is a no mind state. You go beyond the mind. So you can really be mindful of who you are. So you can honor your soul contract in this lifetime. Like, why did you incarnate? It wasn't any accident, it was extremely intentional. So for you to clear out the chatter, the clutter,
Mhm.
the cobwebs within, so you can sit still and know what's going on in your body, become aligned with it, and know why you are here. You are here to enjoy this earth from within yourself
Mhm.
and not those external, let me run over here and run over there and bump over here and bump over there and hurt over here and hurt over there. No, go within, be in this sacred, safe space in Ventura, California, or wherever you are on this planet. You could be Australia, Canada, anywhere. We speak English, yes. And most of the planet does speak English, but just come in. It's energy, it's love, and we can do this. So, with all the love and light within me, I humbly bow to the love and light that is you, my dear Mary, and my dear
Thank you
friend,
so much.
whoever's listening in. And we'll see you soon on the meditation circle, where we will learn to take care of ourselves because no one else can.